What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. The mutant Nick Walker and his coach, Kyle Wilkes, unfollowing each other on IG, that also confirms that they are no longer working together. And also that clarification video put out by Kyle on what happened to Nick Walker at the Olympia this year, that is also deleted from Kyle's IG page. So this is something which many saw coming, as the mutant Nick Walker took what? 3 years to get back to the Olympia stage. He did everything in his power to bring his best version ever to this year's Olympia stage. And honestly, the physique was the least impressive physique of Nick Walker to ever step on the Olympia stage in all of his 3 Olympia appearances. So there is a mutual consensus among all the experts that the former Olympia champion Brandon Carey deserved to be top 6 and ahead of Nick Walker. So even that top 6 placing, that was questionable. So the coaching change, that was kind of imminent, as Nick in his mind still believes that him at his best, that would have been top 3 at this year's Olympia. So we will see how a new coach in Nick's corner, who would that be and how will that work out in his favor, especially if they decide to go for this upcoming Arnold, and the chances of that happening are actually very high. So many people are questioning whether this coaching change was justified. Now from the perspective of the athlete, yes, it was. We all know how difficult it is to pick someone 100% at the Olympia for the prejudging as well as for the finals, because the show is held very late at night, especially at the prejudging. But this is why all these guys, they hire the coaches and they pay them. And one can say lots of things about the mutant, his physique, his structure. You can like it or dislike it, his attitude, but you cannot question one thing, his work ethic and his dedication. And that is something that Kyle also mentioned in that video of his, that Nick did everything to the dot.
Is truly the best athlete you can ask for from a coaching perspective in bodybuilding.
So this Olympia was a massive disappointment for the mutant, and one can totally understand that he had to make a new and better choice for his career, because the fact is, if Nick is to have a shot at cracking top 3 at the Olympia in the future, there is literally zero margin for error in terms of his peaking, and he has to show up 100% and not miss one single thing. And that is because of his structure. So let me know what you guys think. Can Nick Walker crack top 3 next year at the Olympia? Before you scroll or blink too hard, have you subscribed yet? Please don't make me bring out the emotional blackmail. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon. It's free, it's painless, and that makes me look way cooler than I actually am. So the people's champ Hadi Choopan appeared to be in a very delightful mood today in Dubai, as he's attending Dubai Muscle Show with his sponsor and coach, Hani Rembod. So for the 3rd consecutive year, Hadi Choopan obviously doesn't agree with the call that the judges made, as it's evident from his latest caption too. But the man is gonna keep on fighting and try to come back better than ever next year at the Olympia. So when Jake Adler placed 2nd, a total of 6 times, it was only questionable once, and that was back in 2001. We can all agree that he rightfully deserved 2nd place in all of those other years. But you can make a very solid argument for Hadi Choopan winning the Olympia in his last 3 attempts. And this thought, that is enough to break a man's character and his will, but not Hadi Choopan. He's one of the greatest bodybuilder we have seen in the last decade or so. And somehow, despite his limitations, the man continues to evolve. The physique that Hadi presented at the finals, that was one of his all-time best. And all Hadi Choopan was missing is his 100% peak on 2 consecutive days. So this is something that has also been happening for the last 3 years. Now, his back is getting better. It is getting wider and more detailed. There are no signs of him slowing down or any injury on his physique whatsoever. So if he can fix that one aspect, peaking 100% at both the prejudging as well as at the finals, we can expect him to show up to fight for the Olympia title next year even better than what we saw this year. So let's just all hope Hadi signs up for the Arnold next year, because he's certainly gonna be one of the favorite to win that one and also earn a big paycheck. So the 2 times reigning Olympia champion Derek Lunsford, he just showed his physique 2 weeks post-show, holding on to a very impressive look post-show. So it has been such a long year for Derek Lunsford, with him doing 3 of the biggest shows of the year and actually making history by winning all of them. And with that injury that Derek sustained about 30 days before the Olympia, he is most likely relaxing and recovering. But the man is one of the most disciplined bodybuilders on the planet right now. Now you don't win the Olympia in different divisions by chance. He has the physique, he has the work ethic to back all those things up. So Derek and Chris Aceto, they played the size game perfectly for the Olympia this year, and that paid off big time. Now it's too early to discuss what will be Derek's plan going forward, but none of us will be surprised if he uses the entire year to maximize his chances of defending the Olympia title next year. So Derek was able to put on a lot of size, and if you think about it, he merely had a few months of proper off-season, since he was competing up until the Pittsburgh Pro this year, up until May. So we can only imagine how big he's gonna get if he uses the entire year to address some of the weaknesses, and if he actually is trying to get bigger. Now we can all agree that there isn't a dominant champion like Ronnie Coleman or Phil Heath in this era. So Derek is gonna have a huge challenge to repeat one more time and defend his Olympia title next year. So it has been a while since we published an update from Nathan D'Asha, the guy with the most number of pro wins who are still actively competing in the pro ranks. So he was spotted blasting those delts today. Now, in terms of the physique that Nathan brought to the stage this year, in his mind, in his coach's mind, that was one of his best looks ever. But in terms of the placings that he got, it was his worst year, maybe ever since he started competing as an IFBB pro. This was also the first year since 2016 in Nathan's career where he was unable to win any show. So many say he was kind of penalized for being very outspoken, calling out the judges after Dubai Pro. So this is a different time, a different era compared to a few years back. And the competition now that we are seeing in the past couple of years, that has become so difficult and the level has gone so up. We saw how difficult it was to win any show in 2025. But that being said, Nathan is far from done. Getting back to the Olympia stage, that is the least of his concern. And he has said it numerous times that he still wants to compete and he wants to win shows. But that's pretty much it. Getting back to the Olympia stage, that isn't his goal. So Nathan is one of the most experienced IFBB pros in today's lineups. So he did his first ever Mr. Olympia back in 2016. So what do you guys think are the chances that he will be able to add a few more pro wins to his resume before he hangs up the posing trunks? So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.